has Jesus got to do with fuel bills? What's Jesus got to do with Rishi Sunak, or politics, or the government? What has Jesus got to do with the police, or our work, or our money, or our parenting and family? What's Jesus got to do with our marriage? How is he involved in all these different areas of our life? Hello, it's Adventure, and it's day 7, and we're celebrating the coming of Jesus into our world. I believe that Jesus is the smartest man who ever lived, and that Jesus, while he was on earth, he's God incarnate. And when we think about the Christmas story, we know that. We think of Jesus as man and God in deity, in human form, and Jesus in the manger. And we celebrate this God is with us. But do we really believe that he has anything to do with all of the things that we go through in our life? Because many of us live as unbelievers. What I mean by that is we might believe that Jesus came, but we keep him in a manger as a baby. And we believe that, he's there, he's kind of like a spiritual guide and a spiritual teacher, but he doesn't really have anything to say into our life and the things that we're going through in our day-to-day grind. And that's because we've separated Jesus off into sort of sacred areas where he's a good, wise teacher who can help us, and we sort of pat him on the head and say, yeah, he's a great sort of moral leader or spiritual leader, but he doesn't really know what we're going through in our life. He doesn't have anything to say about our finances. But what about the fact that Jesus has something to say about everything, and he's the wisest, smartest person who ever lived and knows about absolutely everything. In Colossians chapter 1, it shows us that the first Christians lived in this reality that Jesus knew everything. It says in verse 15, the Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and things on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Isn't this amazing that Jesus was involved in creation? So he knows, he created the whole universe. He created human beings. He created our world. He created everything. And we sort of think it's amazing when people create things, and it is amazing. They might create computers or cars or technology or different things, and we think, wow, they've made things from stuff that's already here. But Jesus created things out of nothing. He is the best creator that we could ever imagine, and he knows everything. And in him, Colossians 2 talks about this amazing thing. It says that we can know God. My goal is that they may be encouraged in heart and united in love, so that they may have the full richness of complete understanding, in order that they may know the mystery of God, namely Christ, in whom are hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. You know what? We can know Jesus now. We can actually have a relationship with him. We can enjoy loving union with him. And in him are all the treasures and wisdom and knowledge. Everything we ever need to know about fuel bills, about how to lead a country and government, about public administration, about education, about finance, about our jobs. Jesus will help us because he knows everything. He knows absolutely everything, and he will give us direction and he will lead us. Let's not just separate him off to this kind, wise person who we just pat on the head and say, yes, he's a spiritual leader, but he's on the sideline just cheering us on, but he doesn't really know about what we're going through. No, let's bring Jesus into everything that we're doing. Seek his wisdom, seek his understanding, and he will show us and he will lead us. And this is what God is challenging me about at the moment, that I need to know that he is the smartest person in the world, and that he knows everything, and I can seek his will and understanding in everything that I do. And you can too. May you, this Christmas time and throughout the rest of your life, discover this great treasure. Jesus says it's like treasure hidden in a field that a man found. And this treasure is there. And in this treasure, which is knowing God and his kingdom, you may have all wisdom and all knowledge. And may you bring Jesus into every area of your life and know his joy and his fulfillment. God bless us all.